Hello, this is Mura Sakio Okamii, and I am so sorry that this podcast is a little late again. I'm completely busy right now. I'm not going to announce it just yet why, but it's very exciting news. And second of all, a lot of translations have been approved, and it's like keeping track of which episodes I need to do, which ones I don't need to do yet. Oh, it's been absolute chaos, to say the least. So, today we are looking at a work by Zigkuezu, sorry about that. And you might recognise that name, and that's because I translated another work of theirs in the past called FEMBOY Follies. And this is another one of their work. This is like their latest work at the time of their recording, and it's called Touched by a Good-Looking Guy. Yeah, it's a silly little name for a silly little story. So it's about this guy. Now, this guy is supposed to be it's like a self-insert. It's not like POV like Rocha was, like Cafe Rocha, but it's like that sort of self-insert sort of story. So yeah, so you go on the train and it's really crowded because it's Japan in the middle of rush hour. If you know, you know. And then this fanboy is like decides to feel you up. And what's interesting about this manga is that, well, this manga doesn't really have a story. It's literally sex all the way through. It's got less than a story than FEMBOY Follies. How do you do that? It's got even like FEMBOY Follies didn't have much of a story anyway, but this has got much less of a story. But like at the end, it's like all mysterious, like it's like the end ? But weirdly, in the description of the manga on DLSite, it gives away what the mystery is, and it's like, okay, are you planning to do a sequel to this that goes more into like the femboy's backstory? Because honestly, I think that'd be really interesting, you know. Both of them, even though they're both short stories, I actually want to see like sequels of them. And anyway, the more important thing is, whilst translating this one, I had to localize quite a lot. Now, I know people think localization is like a really bad thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It's like, the best way to describe it's like gun ownership. It's what you do with the gun. If you use it like the gun properly, like when it needs to be used, like for example with this manga made in the original Japanese version a lot of reference to the femboy being like a high schooler. Like the character's like, oh god, is he like a high schooler? Like, you know, and that kind of implies like the femboy's underage. Which we know we're not. He's okay, spoiler alert, he's a succubus. So he's like a succubus, like, so they live like millions of years. So I had to remove all of them, but like sort of like make it make sense. So that was quite interesting to do. So like I sort of like leaned in more because like it's not implied, but the guy thinks the fanboy is at a private high school, so I kind of lean more into like the him talking about like the fancy life, like the upper class, like what do they do with the upper class? Are they always banging each other instead of like, oh, in posh schools do they bang each other? You know, like you gotta make those changes, especially like say in English, where English is a lot more widespread and like the laws are a lot more varied than say like Japanese. Like Japanese, I mean, there might be other countries that speak Japanese as well, but as far as I'm aware, like, Japanese is spoken in a lot less countries than in English, so you do sometimes have to change things slightly for, like, legal reasons, and I only treat it as a last resort, and try and make it as less interfering to the story as possible, which, you know, I did here. So, like, other than those couple of references, it wasn't too crazy to translate. It was very wordy for like I thought it was going to be, because the last one, Femboy Follies, wasn't too wordy, but this one's a lot more dialogue heavy, so it took longer than I thought it would. So I thought, this is going to take probably about an hour, 90 minutes, same as Femboy Follies. But no, I'd say this took a bit longer, like with the retouching and that included, not so much translation. But the retouches add more time to it. I'd say probably about 2.5 hours to do this. Because, and that's including proofreading and then all that. And then waiting for the translation to be approved, which is about 6 to 10 working days. It does vary quite a lot. So yeah, so you don't know when really a manga is going to be like approved and then sent off to like the DLSite to get published. But this one was quite straightforward. There was no like problems with like the translation or anything like that. It was just like, yeah, we understand why you have to change this and that, because you have to when you change something, you have to like write in like the little notes, like the reason why and like what you changed, so it gets approved or not. Like I've had a couple of like notes saying, okay, that doesn't need changing, but this thing does. So it's all like vetted and all that. It's not like some companies that just let the localizers get away with murder. Don't worry, this isn't I turn my friend into a girl situation. I wouldn't let that happen. I like my femboys too much. I respect the authors too much. I respect the mangaka way too much to do anything unnecessary like that. So yeah, apart from that, have fun with the Incubus on the rush hour train. It does make an interesting conversation starter at a pub after a couple drinks. Go to the izakaya, get drunk and like, I got felt up by a femboy. Do you think he was a succubus? Do you think he was an incubus? Like are they succubi or incubi femboys? Yeah, there was another thing. In the original Japanese description of DLSite, he's an incubus, but in the English description, because it was already translated by the time I got round to this manga, it was translated to incubus. So it's like, okay, is this guy a succubus or an incubus? Are femboys succubi or incubi? That would be a very interesting debate to have whilst drunk at an izakaya. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed today's episode of the podcast, and we've got a lot more to talk about, so I'll see you in the next one. それじゃあね、バイバイ、ありがとう、see you, bye bye, bye.